OSG, OSG, change the game. Come together, bringing leaders, we don't play. Make a difference, being different, switching lanes. OSG, OSG, change the game.
Akbar Cook and myself knew nothing of each other until Dr. Jamila T. Davis brought us together. So go ahead, man. Let's salute our sister today.
So Dr. Jamila T. Davis, congratulations, sis. First and foremost, y'all, Jamila was working at my school. We was doing something like something that I dreamed about. I dreamed about having some amazing people in the building and working with my kids. We worked on a project for about 8 weeks with Yandy, with Jonathan, the whole crew. There's so many people, but we was working on this amazing project. And me and Jamila, we get to talk. And I said, Jamila, man, I just feel like I was telling Jamila my problems. I'm like, I want to get lights on all around the world, but everywhere I go to speak engagements and things like that, I'm just basically, I'm paying to fly. You know what I mean? I'm losing money going to these places. And Jamila was like, I got a guy. You need to meet him. Like he's figured out the matrix. You got to meet this guy. So on one of the days that, my song came through, we had 2 milli, crazy though experience for the kids. Dennis came over. Jamila had us meet. We talked for a hot second, and Dennis gave me the card. But y'all know how that go. I'm thinking I'm about to just get, let's have lunch, one of those deals, right? And I want to say about a week later, Dennis called me. He was like, yo, Ak, man, I want you to come out to New York City, man. And when I came out there, I know I met my brothers and sisters out there for the first time. And then Dennis flipped it even more. And then he had them come out to West Side for the Lights On program. And we've been family ever since.
Something that people always give me credit for is being able to put people together, put dope people together. And you did just that. And when you put me and Ak together, it really did create this synergy that really catapulted me and my confidence to a different level. And so when we talk about OSG, it's very difficult to mention OSG and not Akbar Cook, which means it's very difficult for me to mention OSG and not mention Jamila T. Davis and all that you've done to support him and myself and everybody else. We know you to be one of the most selfless individuals that we know. And we know that you're always about the people. We know that you're always about unifying people. We know you out here doing amazing things out in Newark, New Jersey. We know you in all throughout Jersey, New York, all across this country. But I just wanted to personally thank you, because if it wasn't for you putting us together, this energy, this synergy, this family that we've created here would probably look a lot different, because I wouldn't have known Akbar Cook. So this week, again, we dropped this book on the 15th, and even on the Ellen show, they got a clip of him wearing his OSG hoodie and all that kind of stuff. So, it's so dope. Yes. It's so dope. So I just wanted to publicly thank you and just allow you just a few minutes just to tell us, like, yo, that moment that you said when Ak said, I need somebody with me. I need somebody on this side of town to come, because on this side of the river, why did you choose Dennis McKesey and stuff like that? So Jamila, again, thank you so much, sis, for real.
From the bottom of my heart, I'm overjoyed. I don't even know how to feel right now, right? So I'm here with Dr. Small because of you, because of your connection, right? So I feel like we're vessels, right?
No question.
I'm so happy just to see you guys all dancing and enjoying the energy, because together we can do more, right? Together we can do more. So when I saw Akbar, who gave me a chance, Akbar School was the first school that I had launched the actual program in. And he gave us the opportunity, me and Yandy and folks, to come in to do something that we dreamed about. And then when I saw what he was looking for, I'm like, oh, Dennis, you guys need to connect. I just saw it. I saw you guys connecting, never in this way. I know that you had a vision of OSG and you talked about what you wanted to do, but to see it come to light means everything.
It's so funny, because I know a number of people before me and Jamila got into a relationship who would tell me about OSG. And there was a number of people, Ashina, a good friend of mine,
yes,
who I went to college with, and we, organized together in college at Clark Atlanta University. And we were like, close. And other friends who I know who are in the OSG network. And it was so fascinating to hear. And then when I connected with Jamila, and she was like, oh yeah, I know about OSG, went very well. And she would always tell me about the origins. And as you mentioned, Jamila is a master connector. I say this about very few people, she is basically like a human bridge. She brings people together. She brings gifts together. And when those gifts come together, they really create transformation and they magnify each other's gifts. We were just talking with Dr. Small about the power of connection and being complementary. And Jamila kind of sees that because she's also a visionary. She sees that in individuals and almost knows exactly where people need to be. And she places you where you need to be, around who you need to be around. And when I first met her, she was always talking about having and making sure people create their tribe. And the other thing she does, which I think is a testament to what OSG is doing and what Jamila is doing in so many settings, is this idea of a revival, this idea of coming to a place where people need renewed energy, where people need to be reconnected with folks who are like minds to really create transformation, not only for the system, for the community, for us, but for our individual selves. And she does that masterfully. And it's just such a beautiful thing to see the power being built amongst OSG to do that across the nation, really. And even as Dr. Small was telling us, across the globe, because I think as we begin to do that, the things that we really want for our communities are starting to happen. So it's just a beautiful thing to witness.
Really, not only is it just a dope song, but I think it exemplifies who we are as an organization, what we mean to each other, and what we mean to our communities. The song talks about us doing things collectively. It talks about the impact that we have, the love that we have, and that we share. So I'm so excited that Q is here. And I want y'all to listen to it. Tell me what you think, because I think it's pretty dope.
Hey, yo, Q, you ready?
Yeah, I'm ready. I'm ready.
Let it go. Let it go, bro.
Can y'all hear it?
Oh,
Yeah.
Integrity. Unified.
Not for sale, but
Yeah,
you know it.
yeah, OSG, change the game. Come together, bringing leaders, we don't play. Make a difference, being different, switching lanes. Live on purpose, get creative every day. OSG, change the game. Come together, bringing leaders, we don't play. Make a difference, being different, switching lanes. Live on purpose, get creative every day. Okay, excellence we strive for. We united, leaving impact on its ground floor. Every class, every student got a vouch for. Get some principles together and we stand tall. Yeah, we ready, time to fight against where others settle. Building winners is the focus, they receiving medals. Changing systems, shaking up the norm. Showing scholars how to weather through the storm. Stirring gifts, help them follow all their dreams. Motivate, and we do it as a team. They could be anything they wanna be. Before they sow, we gotta be the ones that lead. It's time to lead. OSG, change the game. Come together, bringing leaders, we don't play. Make a difference, being different, switching lanes. Live on purpose, get creative every day. OSG, change the game. Come together, bringing leaders, we don't play. Make a difference, being different, switching lanes. Live on purpose, get creative every day.
There we go. OSG, new anthem. And when I researched and I started looking and seeing how impactful you guys were, I'm like, oh my God, this is dope. Like, and something Principal Brown said to me is like, you know, they don't got a song. And I was just like, But when I looked into it, I'm like, oh nah, like what I saw on YouTube, it was nothing compared to what I believe that I can do for OSG, what I can bring to OSG. I felt like, I was thinking about future generation. I'm seeing kids, I'm seeing adults, I'm seeing everybody, this huge movement. And in my head, I'm just like, there has to be an anthem that can grab everybody. And then I just created it. I sat in my crib with my wife and I was like, I'm gonna create a song for this company, for this organization. We looking at all the recordings, all the Zooms, all the YouTubes, we watching, I'm studying, and I'm sitting there like, oh snap. Me and my wife, I'm like, you like this line? I'm like, they talking about this and this, they talking about that. I'm like, yo, it got so much power. And my wife is just like, yo, they inspiring me. And we sitting down and I'm writing the whole joint. And I recorded it because I have like a mobile studio. I go around and I record music for schools and I create cultures and it's really amazing. So I wrote it down. And the first thing I did in the morning, I was like, let me send this to Mr. Dennis. I sent this long thing. He did not reply. I was like, dang. But that didn't make me give up. Miss Forrester called me today. I was in the middle of a workshop today. Miss Forrester said, yo, Mr. Dennis is in the school. You should come. I ran over there. I came in sweating like, oh, opportunity. Let's go. Let's go. As soon as he came in, I remember him sitting on the side, just kind of like in his phone when I was presenting before. And I was just like, dang, I'm not doing good. This man does not like me. And I came in there, man. And the real reason why I have 3 children, I have 2 boys. And when I think about future, when I think about impact, I feel like OSG is changing the game. Like, I feel like you guys, you're shifting a culture. Like you're changing a society, you know what I mean? And I have kids that's in schools, and I have so many principles, and I have things that I don't agree with in the education system. And there's so many things that you guys are doing. I'm just like, yo, I want my kids to be a part of your schools. Like, I want my kids to be able to, you know, be impacted and have the services that they have. I want my daughter, my son to be able, you know, to write their own book sponsored by OSG, right? Like, it's so much bigger than what it is for me. So when I was making this song, I wasn't only making it for myself, but I was making it for a generation.
And one of the things that inspired me was to continue to love on my young people, because a lot of times when leaders love children, right? Or a lot of times leaders don't know how to love children. Hello, right? Let's be real about this. We don't know how to fully love children. And there were times when I was doing things for my students where people were like, yo, you're doing too much. You're going too far. And I'm like, yeah, I don't understand. I'm not doing enough. And I really spoke to me at my graduation. It was like, yo, you really know how to love children and show that it's okay to love children, because it inspires them in so many ways. So when Sam and I were reading the book earlier, we fell in love with chapter 4. And yes. Chapter 4 is called When Love and Leadership Meet. You know, one of the things about being a leader, in my mind, there are 2 types of leaders. There's transactional leaders and there's transformational leaders, right? Transactional leaders are people that want people to do things for them. Transformational leaders are people that really want to transform society, transform communities. And in chapter 4, he closes out, and I won't, you know, I'm not gonna sit here. Y'all know how to read it. Y'all got money, so go buy this man's book. Go buy the book. Go buy the book. Yep. He closes out chapter 4 by saying, transformational leadership is not capricious. It's not whimsical or fleeting. It is an active habit that transforms a community into one that is focused on the greater good of that community. So the thing about leadership and being a transformational leader, the fact that you yield so much power, the fact that you have the ability to not just change a child's life, you really have the ability to change a community. Driving here today, you know, this is one of my first times really in Newark, looking at how industrial this place is, looking at the rundown buildings, and then you pull up to a school with a farm in front. What message did that send to the entire community about what OC wants to do for these children? That's transformational. That's visionary. That's OSG. That's different breed. Some of us can go and learn the books. We can go and read the stuff. There's some plays that are already out there that we can run them, but you can't fake love. You can't fake love. And it's not just love for your kids, it's love for your community. Because when you love kids deeply and you love the community deeply, you know the type of work you have to do. And Ox says in chapter 4, he says, being a leader who leads with love helps you help people achieve more than they ever thought they could. It helps you help people achieve more than they ever thought they could. Sometimes we have to love them enough, even when they don't love themselves. Sometimes we got to believe in our kids and our community when they can't believe in themselves. But you got to believe enough that they can achieve anything. So when we talk about the things that we're doing, it's about the spirit of our kids are born with everything that they need. It's on us to make sure that we bring it out and that we ensure that we are imparting love, because that's what love is about. We talked about what it meant to be instructional leaders and love on our kids. And I think the best thing that came out that day, Jacko and Susu, is how we talked about loving on each other so that we could do the best work. So Jacko, you want to jump in? And
yeah, you know, my Hampton sister.
Yes,
you know, the scripture says that you will be the salt of the earth. And so salt preserves, right?
What did I say?
And you need to, it's a seasoning. So it's good. When leaders take this stance that they care deeply about the future of those whom they lead, they can begin to see beyond the deficits of right now. And so when we think about, and that's page 86. And so when I think about what it means in my 22nd year in the DOE, and I've worked in every borough, y'all, from Bronx to Reverend Polite, Red Hook, Redfern, 180 on Manhattan Avenue. When we think about focus on the love and what that means, to me, it's about working at a school, and I passed my nursery school that I went to. I'm 30 blocks away from my high school that I went to. So this work that we're doing and transforming lives, it's really healing our communities. We're answering the questions to who is going to be there or when. And so the time is now, and we are the people. And so when I think about what it means to build on what you started, salt and pepper, it's about, for me, it's about getting into the rhythm. So when we say 5, 6, 7, 8, meaning like where we at, and let's get in alignment, because there's some good work that needs to happen. And so thank you, Cook. Focus on the love.